Amendment. A change made to an original document. Alteration. Change. Correction. The new amendment will remove the inconsistency between the two laws. Contradiction. Ideas that are opposed to one another. Reverse. Contrary. Incongruity. These consequences are in flat contradiction to the theory of popular science. Accusation. A claim that someone is guilty of a crime. Condemnation. Charge. Imputation. Making a false accusation that led to an innocent person going to prison. Bias. Prejudice for or against one person or group. Favoritism. Unfairness. Leaning. Federal court representatives were suspected of arbitrariness and personal bias. Privilege. Special benefits available only to some people. Advantage. Benefit. Prerogative. The senior staff enjoy certain privileges, such as company cars and health insurance. Successor. A person who follows next in order. Inheritor. Beneficiary. Descendant. It is evident that we are regulating our future and that of our successors. Collaboration. Working together for a common purpose. Partnership. Association. Affiliation. The teacher wrote the book in collaboration with one of his students. Diplomacy. Ability to manage international relations. Discretion. Tactfulness. Foreign policy. The regime avoided a war by successfully resolving the issues through diplomacy. Elimination. Complete removal or destruction of something. Termination. Abolition. Removal. It is considered that the best investment for poverty elimination is education. Auction. A public sale of goods to the highest bidder. Bidding. Public sale. Trading. A painting by Leonardo da Vinci was recently sold for $30 million in an auction. Diversity. The state of being different, or varied. Variety. Manifoldness. Multiplicity. Diversity is of paramount importance to all ecosystems and all economies. Exposure. The state of being vulnerable or exposed. Susceptibility. Vulnerability. Contact. There is substantial evidence of a link between exposure to the sun and skin cancer. Hazard. An unavoidable danger, or risk. Jeopardy. Imperilment. Danger. The increasing amount of water pollution represents a serious health hazard to the local community. Inclination. A person's natural tendency, or urge. Propensity. Proneness. Partiality. We should be grounding our decisions on solid facts, not inclinations and intuitions. Assurance. A positive promise, pledge, or guarantee. Promise. Guarantee. Assertion. They gave an assurance that the work would be completed before the deadline. Conservation. Prevention of wasteful use of a resource. Preservation. Protection. Guarding. Industrial development is not normally permitted in conservation areas. Longing. A strong desire for something, or someone. Desire. Yearning. Hankering. I was overwhelmed with longing for those innocent days of my early childhood. Mechanism. The technical aspects of doing something. Procedure. Technique. System. The modern watch mechanism is extremely intricate and very difficult to repair. Negotiation. Discussion aimed at reaching an agreement. Compromise. Settlement. Discussion. The agreement between the nations was reached after a series of negotiations. Obligation. A moral or legal duty to do something. Accountability. Onus. Responsibility. We believe that all people have a moral obligation to defend human rights. Persuasion. The act of causing people to believe something. Inducement. Motivation. Enticement. In the modern era, persuasion has become the most visible form of advertising. Redundancy. Situation where worker is no longer needed. Oversupply. Surplus. Needlessness. The enterprise is offering large payoffs to anyone accepting voluntary redundancy. Solitude. The state or situation of being alone. Isolation. Aloneness. Desolation. I enjoyed a few moments of peace in the solitude of the mountain. Triumph. A great success, achievement, or victory. Conquest. Attainment. Fulfillment. Eventually, they were able to achieve an outstanding triumph against their rivals. Vanity. The excessive pride in one's own abilities. Egotism. Pompousness. Arrogance. No animal should suffer or die for human arrogance, greed, and vanity. Adaptation. Adjustment to environmental conditions. Adjustment. Modification. Expansion. The documentary described the adaptation of desert species to hot conditions. Bankruptcy. Unable to repay outstanding debts of a business. Insolvency. Financial ruin. Failure. Nowadays, bankruptcy is a common phenomenon in an economic recession. Compensation. Money given to someone in recognition of loss. Remuneration. Commission. Payoff. The family received compensation from the government for the damage to their property. Discrimination. Unjust treatment of diverse categories of people. Inequity. Injustice. One-sidedness. The new legislation has contributed to preventing racial discrimination and inequality. Evolution. Process of development through gradual changes. Progression. Emergence. Development. Fossil records indicate that Africa was the introduction of early human evolution. Hospitality. Friendly or welcoming behavior towards guests. Generosity. Amiability. Kindness. In modern societies, we have been experiencing a decline in courtesy and hospitality. Inspection. The act of looking at something carefully. Examination. Analysis. Observation. The goods looked fine, but, on closer inspection, a number of items were found to be faulty. Legend. Set of popular stories from ancient times. Mythology. Tradition. Folklore. Legend says, "It is absolutely great to work with people who are at the top of their field." Optimism. Expecting that the best will happen. Hopefulness. Confidence. Buoyancy. International support has given rise to new optimism about the refugee crisis. Possession. The condition of having or owning something. Belongings. Asset. Commodity. Happiness lies not in the mere possession of money, it lies in the delight of achievement. Recognition. Ability to recognize someone or something. Acceptance. Acknowledgement. Granting. The scientists deserve recognition for their innovative approach to the virus. Abuse. To treat someone cruelly or violently. Maltreatment. Bullying. Oppression. Long-term abuse can lead to both psychological and emotional problems. Speculation. Ideas about something that is not known. Conjecture. Assumption. Supposition. The news reports were published based on speculation and contained few proven facts. Allowance. Money allotted for a particular purpose. Allotment. Payment. Grant. Employees who transfer to a different office will receive a transport allowance. Competence. The ability to do something successfully. Aptitude. Efficacy. Expertise. The manager gradually developed the competence to deal with challenging tasks. Distinction. The quality of being special, or different. Distinctiveness. Contrast. Separation. In academics, we observed a major distinction between arts and sciences. Exaggeration. Extreme, or overstatement of the truth. Elaboration. Amplification. Magnification. There was a degree of exaggeration in his description of environmental disaster. Reputation. People's opinion about how good something is. Achievement. Goodness. Honor. The president's reputation was permanently tainted by the financial scandal. Extinction. The dying out or extermination of animal species. Destruction. Annihilation. Devastation. Modern farming methods have caused the total extinction of many insect species. Prejudice. An unfair and unreasonable opinion or feeling. Bigotry. Narrow-mindedness. Animosity. The party's policies were based on prejudice rather than on any logical ideology. Apology. A regretful acknowledgement of a failure. Atonement. Plea. Admission of guilt. The head of state has made a public apology expressing his regret for the conspiracy. Stereotype. A fixed or overgeneralized belief of people. Convention. Generalization. Average. You are likely to spot many people who have stereotyped ideas about women. Resemblance. A way in which two or more things are alike. Uniformity. Alikeness. Correspondence. She doesn't look exactly like her mother, but there is some resemblance. Alliance. A union between people or countries. Agreement. Treaty. Settlement. The two parties formed an alliance with each other to win the election. Deficiency. An insufficient amount of something. Shortage. Inadequacy. Dearth. Excessive iron deficiency can cause developmental delay and growth retardation.